Hello everyone, welcome. I would give you an update on my life and things that have changed, but everyone always tells me that I talk too much about random shit that no one cares about. So instead of giving you all an update as to things that have changed in my life, we're just gonna get right into the Reddit stories. Hope you're all happy with yourselves. Today we're going through the Am I the Asshole subreddit. You all know it, you all love it. I hope. I've saved some of the wildest stories, some of the craziest things you've possibly ever heard in your entire life. It's probably not actually, but I'm still gonna read them, and I really hope you enjoy and like this video, because if you don't, I don't know, I might just drop off the face of the earth. Am I the asshole for ordering alcohol? Probably. I'm currently on a solo trip in Tenerife, and I know what that is. You know what? I don't even need to know what it is, because it's probably a place where there's people who are not my skin tone who live there, and a lot of people who are my skin tone, aka white, have built a huge resort there, and the native population cannot afford to live, and they all live in shacks, while there's like a huge resort down the road that all the white people go to. That's what I'm assuming is going on here. All-inclusive to save having to look for places to eat by myself. Okay, the hotel has a club-style seating, meaning that all the tables are tables of 8 and people get sat together. Apparently, it's to encourage a sense of community and conversation. Oh my god, how sweet. You know, we need so much more community. Listen, I'm not making fun of the sentiment. I feel like that's a really empty words people say a lot. People are always like, you need community, and then they like don't elaborate on that at all, and it's actually really frustrating as someone who's autistic and doesn't understand what the fuck you mean when you say that, and they probably don't even mean what they're saying anyway, and they probably have no community anyway because they don't even know what it means, but whatever. Last night I was seated first and had a glass of wine. A family of 5 got seated at my table. Oh, okay, so these are just random people. That's great. Oh yeah, solo trip. Sorry, I totally forgot that you're lonely and have no friends or community. 2 adults and 3 children. The mother turned to me and said, "We do not wish to expose our children to women drinking alcohol." Right, now see, I was initially going to say that you're the asshole, because I was gonna make a joke, you know, God, adults can't go anywhere without needing a drink, right? I work at a place where, let's just say you probably shouldn't need to drink there. You should be able to enjoy yourself. There is a bar there. I have to know how to make drinks because people apparently cannot just go to this place and just enjoy themselves. I think it's crazy that once you're an adult, an actual adult, you've passed all the milestones of 18 and 21, it's just expected that everywhere that adults go to, there's just gonna be drinks. I think it's actually kind of sad and pathetic, and it points to how alcoholism is genuinely a very bad problem in our society. So I was gonna make fun of you and, you know, call you an alcoholic and all that stuff. So funny, right? Alcoholism, I have a lot of experience with that, but anyway, this is sounding pretty sexist, actually. I smiled and said perhaps they should ask to move tables if it was an issue, but I would be drinking the wine. They noticed I was on my own and made passive-aggressive comments about this. Of course they did. Why would a woman be allowed to go anywhere by herself? I went up to get food, and on return, the wine had disappeared. What? A waiter came over and asked to see my wristband for the all-inclusive and said the family had told them I was underage and must have sneaked away from my parents. Am I the asshole for then requesting the waiter brought me the full bottle along with a couple shots of vodka? The family stormed out of the restaurant when I drank the shots as they arrived at the table. No. Obviously, and this person was determined not the asshole. Obviously, you're not the asshole. I would do that exact same thing because I'm a bitter fucking bitch. I'm bitter. I'm resentful. I hold grudges, okay? I hold a fucking grudge. I'm bitter. Like I said, bitter, resentful, grudger. Resentful, and grudge. If someone pisses me off, I'll never forget it. And my therapist says that's a bad thing, but I can't help it. If I don't have a relationship with someone, this is a random person, right? They do something to piss me off, I am gonna piss them off way more in return. I'm resentful. I'm bitter, and I hold a grudge. If someone is right on my ass, I will go slower. And I drive like a maniac. That's a crazy thing. People are on my ass. Guys, I'm not gonna admit to doing anything online, okay? I'm not gonna admit to anything, but let me just say I have a need for speed, right? And then people are still on my ass. And that drives me crazy, so I'll just go super slow. Like you thought I was going slow, going 80. Definitely gonna be going slow when I go 30 the whole way down this road. Maybe don't get on my ass, right? Matter of fact, maybe don't fuck with me. And you seem like a bitch that shouldn't be fucked with either. So mad respect, not the asshole. Am I the asshole for connecting to the ear pod after my niece swallowed it to see if it would play in her stomach? I don't even need to read this. Obviously not the asshole. That is objectively hilarious. I feel like anyone with an inquisitive mind would have that question. Could I hear music in someone's stomach if I had an AirPod in there? And actually, this leads me to a rant about AirPods in general. I think they're the worst thing ever created. First of all, Apple headphones don't fit in my ears. I have very small ear canals. Can't fit a lot in my little tiny holes. They're so tight and tiny. Can't fit a lot in my holes. Okay. Apple headphones, the basic way they've designed them for the past 20 fucking years, it's like trying to fit a hard rock in my ear and it just keeps falling out. So first of all, they suck. The ones that aren't the fit ones, right, with a silicone thing, suck ass. Don't fucking fit in my ear. Probably don't fit in anyone's ears, actually, unless someone has like a giant gaping hole on the side of their head that they can fit that huge monstrosity of a fucking plastic piece of shit in. I don't know. Second of all, AirPods are terrible because I think I saw an article about this. People keep losing them, and then it's just this electronic waste that's piling up that you'll never find and have no use for again, and then you just have to keep buying more of them, if that makes any sense. So I fucking hate AirPods. I think they're pieces of shit. And I am I'm not an Apple defender, guys. I'm not gonna defend Apple, but I am an Apple user. Everything I have is Apple. Very big on Apple products. I do think most of the time they are good, but I also think most of the time they also suck. And it's this paradox I have to work through in my mind, this doublespeak. This person says that the people around him didn't find it amusing that he did this. They all looked at me like I wasn't taking things seriously at all. I was just trying to calm the mood. But instead I ended up being the only one laughing while everyone else was stressing about the AirPod inside it. Yeah, why would they stress about that? So what? You swallowed an AirPod. I swallowed like a plastic star from a necklace when I was younger. I ran into my brother's room. And the way that I swallowed it, I'm not even going to recount because it was so stupid. I ran in there and I'm like, then I'm like I'm expecting him to give me the Heimlich, and it was the most, honestly, looking at it from the perspective I have now, it's probably one of the most embarrassing moments. And then I had to go to the hospital and they had to give me x-rays to make sure it didn't like cut open my intestine. But I guess I like lived, right? Because nothing happened. I like shit it out or something, so that's good. Am I the ass? Oh wait, I already just read that one, sorry, whoops. People complain I talk too fast, like, sorry, you're like fucking slow. Am I the asshole for putting my hand over my sister-in-law's camera at my own birthday dinner after I told her no filming? Well, how do you think I'm gonna answer this? I, 29 female, had a small birthday dinner last week with my husband, 31 male. Sister-in-law Lena, 27 female, mother-in-law and two friends at a normal but nice place. Lena's an influencer. Great. She films literally everything. Plates, forks, people breathing. Cool. Just for starters, I would never classify myself as an influencer. I think most of you would agree with me. Okay. But I think the reason why I have a hard time thriving on traditional social media is because I am not willing to share my life. Now, there are some people who don't share any of their life. They just post good comedy sketches constantly and stuff. I just think I'm really bad at posting short form stuff. I think I'm just not as skilled in it as I am with making long form stuff. Whatever. That's a whole other fucking topic. But I don't think I could ever be super popular on a place like just TikTok or Instagram, just in that way, because I'm not willing to share my life. I think people who are super popular, this is something I've thought about a lot, okay. I think people who are super popular on TikTok, it's because they're willing to share a lot of their life with people. I'm not going to do that. I come on here to put on a character, right? Guys, I am pretty wild in real life because I have severe autism. Well, maybe not severe, but it's there. Anyway, right? So I'm just a weird person, right? But I exaggerate those aspects of my personality to come across more engaging and ridiculous, because I think that's funny. Okay, so that's what I do. I like having that separation where I'm doing something that has nothing to do with my life. I'm writing something about something that has often has something to do with my life. I have a personal connection to it, but like, I'm not like recording myself doing my skincare routine. I can't do that. I need to enjoy my life on my own time. I could never take out my camera when I'm trying to enjoy something. I need that separation. I guess Lena doesn't care about that. 3 days before, I wrote in the family chat, please don't film me. Food, room is fine, just not my face. She said, got you, right? Okay. Think she got her? No. We sit down and within 10 minutes her phone is up. I said, please don't point at me. She goes, you look great, it's just vibes. Husband backs me. She said no. Lena rolls her eyes, lowers it for maybe 2 minutes. Then the cake comes. Little sparkler, staff singing. Lena stands and points the camera right in my face like birthday girl reveal. Put my hands over the lens and said, stop. I didn't grab the phone or touch her, just cover the camera for a second. She snaps that I ruined her shot and this is her job. Mother-in-law says to let it go for one night. I said that's my night, actually. Yeah, and it is. And also, is her job to record other people's lives? I don't understand that, because like I'm thinking of someone like, guys, I'm sure ladies in the audience who are the same age as me, I'm sure you guys know who Alicia Marie is, okay? You're in that sphere. She does stuff like that, but like the people in her life do the same thing she does, right? Or they know what she does and they're perfectly okay with it. If you did something like that, someone in your family was not okay with it, you would respect that, right? You would be, okay, I understand that. But I guess this person is not a normal person, right? It got awkward fast. The server was right there. I felt embarrassed. Husband trying to change the subject, but Lena kept muttering about how she had to scrap everything. I even paid for my own dessert. Long story, and we left pretty quick. Next morning, Lena texted I humiliated her and make her look unprofessional in front of everyone. Who the fuck is Lena? She probably has like 10 subscribers. I'm sorry, I'm not saying that's a metric, but like this girl's acting like She is Alicia Marie. Like, girl, chill, right? Mother-in-law says I should have moved seats if I didn't want to be in frame. I'm sorry, whose birthday is it, right? Husband says my boundary is fair, but maybe I made a scene by doing it during the song when eyes were already on me. Weren't they on you all night because it's your birthday? She's posted me before without asking, and coworkers mention it. See, I've asked her to blur, remove, and turns into drama, which is why I set the boundary. Okay, if she's posting this stuff publicly, this is a big deal. You have every right to not want your literal birthday party, let alone your literal birthday party, broadcasted to possibly the world. Of course you're not the ass. Everyone around you sucks. You're the only one who doesn't suck, actually. You're like the scapegoat in this situation. I'm the scapegoat. If you couldn't tell. Anyway, you're not the asshole. I don't even need to read your concluding paragraph. Everything that you just read, she shouldn't have done that. And nobody, your husband, not your mother-in-law, mother-in-law's right, should be defending her. That's actually bonkers. I guess Lena is fucking emotionally stupid. Don't ever talk to her again, actually. That's my advice. Am I the asshole for asking my girlfriend if she can take a shower? My girlfriend only showers once a week. Twice if I'm lucky. Twice if I'm lucky. Right. Right. My eyes are watering imagining how she smells. We have the ability to increase our cleanliness standards. People should maybe do that. Let me just say that. Okay, maybe, 300 years ago that wasn't expected. Now it is. You have deodorant, antiperspirant. There's been times where the power's gone out, and this is like the OCD and autism too, but like there's been times the power's gone out, I couldn't shower in the morning. I actually thought about ending my life way more than I usually do because I was dirty and I felt dirty, and it's actually like a really big deal to me, so I physically can't understand this. Typically we go to the gym together, right? And I've often asked her why she doesn't shower, and she always comes with things like, oh, women don't really sweat much, and I sweat very little even for women's standards. And I don't buy it because I can smell. I used to just suck it up because I know she's extremely sensitive. Kind of not safe to work here, but this even affected our sex life. I used to love going down on her, but after not showering after workouts, long day worked. Yeah. I'm just going to be honest, and this is totally TMI, and I should not be telling anyone publicly this at all. I sweat like a lot. Even after a day of sweating a lot, down there, it gets a little scary. Not like scary like I have a fucking infection scary, but it's scary. If I did not wash that area, let me just, the people around me would know. Fast forward a bit, she now starts using the sauna at the gym. Maybe on average 2 times a week. She still refuses to shower. I said, there's no way you don't sweat in the sauna. Just me sitting 5 minutes in there gets me soaked. She says she doesn't sweat much there either, and she sits there for 20 minutes. Girl. Things are worse now. I can smell her very badly. I almost got to the point where I try not to breathe too close to her because it's not good. I tried so long to give her hints to shower, more like, hey, do you want to take a shower together? Wink. But she can't take the hint. She says, why would we do that? There's room for... What? One evening, she wanted to lie down on the floor and stare at a world map she has. Oh, how romantic. She invited me to lie down next to her and just talk about where we want to go, etc. I lasted for about a minute before I had to make some dumb excuses why to get up. She's then upset and says something along the lines of, why are you leaving? You never do stuff with me. The truth is, I can't stand being close to her. I'm not even sure if I started to resent her because this was the only thing that was bugging me in the relationship. But maybe I did, and that's my fault for being bad. I don't think you're being bad at communicating at all. You told her, hey, you should shower, and she's not doing it. You're doing everything right, I think. And you seem to be, from what I can tell, be nice about it. Anyway, I couldn't hold any longer. I tried one last time to ask if she wanted to take a shower with me to show I did want to do stuff with it, but she declined. Then I said, I know you don't sweat, but I can smell. I don't like the smell of sweat, and it being a popular gym we go to, I would appreciate it if you showered a bit more. She freaked out. World War III started. She accused me of things that I found her disgusting. It almost felt like she wanted me to think she's disgusting for some messed up reason. Like this was an easy way to create distance between us, have less sex, and all that. I'm not sure, maybe I'm overthinking it. I don't know. It's just me. Feels awfully obvious to shower, if not daily, at least every day. She says she doesn't want to shower her hair often, but still you can shower your body. Yeah, exactly. This person posted an update on this was posted last year, so it was the end of February last year. He said, we broke up. I'm sorry. That's crazy to break up over someone not practicing hygiene. That really sucks. Guys, there's just some people, I don't think they're ever going to stop smelling or ever stop having bad breath. And it sucks because like, you don't this is totally different. This is like a personal relationship, whatever. But I just mean like people in general. I don't want to judge someone for smelling or having bad breath. I don't know what they have going on, right? So initially, I try to not do that. But if you're around someone constantly and then you notice they smell or they have bad breath all the time, it's like actually one of the most grating things ever. It's like you cannot be close with them like you'd maybe want to be in whatever relationship it is. And it's like one of the worst things ever because like you want to say something and sometimes you do say something and nothing changes. And it's like, okay, well, what do I do now? It's actually pretty depressing. I'm not gonna lie. I think I've talked about this before. I got told one time when I was in 8th grade, I was at the fucking back of a bus. I was in Science Olympiad. I was traveling with my Science Olympiad buddies. I was talking to the one guy in front of me who I also had a crush on. He's leaning over the seat, the front seat. I'm in the back. I'm talking to him. He turns his head to me. He looks at me. He's like, your breath smells really bad right now. I just need to let you know that. I was 13. That changed my life. I have not forgotten that. I feel like if you care about not smelling, having someone tell you one time that you smell, that you have bad breath, you will never fucking forget it. I don't think I've had bad breath a day in my life since then. A day in my fucking life. Am I the asshole for correctly guessing my friend's baby's sex? On the weekend, my wife, 38 female, and I, 39 male, went to our friend's gender reveal. For background information, our friend already has 2 boys, and she told my wife that she's hoping for a girl this time. In the car on the way there, my wife asked me what gender I thought the baby would be. I said that given the sex ratio at birth is about 105 for every 100 girls, that my guess is this child would be a boy. Tell me you're autistic without telling me you're autistic. My wife said that given our friends had 2 boys already, then surely there would be more of a chance at a girl this time. I replied that 2 boys were not relevant to the sex of the child our friends were expecting, and that there was still about a 51% chance that this child would be a boy. It's okay. I do the same thing about stuff I'm interested in too, that I have hyperfixation on. At the gender reveal, it was announced that this child would be a boy. Although her friend tried to appear happy at the party, it was clear she was disappointed that the child would not be a girl. My wife also appeared to be disappointed as well. I don't get this. Like I said, I'm a non-traditionalist in every sense of the word. I don't understand why it matters what gender you're going to raise the baby as. I really don't get it. I'm not trying to be not empathetic or something. I genuinely don't get it. Because why does it matter? If you want a kid, you want a kid. You're going to have a healthy child, and you're still going to have the experience of raising a child. You don't have to raise a girl like a girly girl. You don't have to raise a boy like a manly man, right? You can raise them how you want to. It's just you and society are the ones who are putting expectations on them. So if you don't want to meet those expectations, don't meet them. I'm not saying dress up your sons in skirts all the time or whatever, because they're probably going to get fucking picked on because that's the world we live in, right? But I'm saying, like, you don't have to be so strict with it. You could still have girly experiences with your boy. You could still have manly experiences with your daughter. Like, maybe just think about it a little differently, and it won't be that bad in your mind, right? On the drive back home, my wife got angry with me, said that I could have been more supportive and that I shouldn't have been so mathematical with my guess about the baby's sex. Now, if someone told me, an autistic person, which you are obviously autistic, if someone told me that I shouldn't have said something about my special interest, I'd probably be like, do you want me to shut up about the thing that I care about? If someone brings up Zelda in a conversation, right? You expect me to not start talking about it? Like a crazy person? Like, don't bring it up then, right? Obviously not the asshole. They asked you, you told them, you just happened to be right. You had a 50-50 chance. Those are pretty fucking high odds of being able to guess correctly. Maybe they shouldn't have fucking asked, huh? Right? Maybe ignorance is bliss and curiosity killed the cat. That's what I tell myself every day. And yet I still kill myself every day. Whoa. Okay, am I the asshole for agreeing with my daughter? It is weird her friend's mom has access to their conversations. No. You shouldn't even have access to your daughter's conversations. My daughter is 14 years old and has a friend, Chloe. She and Chloe have been friends for a little over a year. Chloe's mom, Gina, is someone I'd consider very strict. I was aware she checked Chloe's phone, and I know a lot of parents do this, but I found out a few months ago through my daughter, she'd responded through Chloe's phone to Chloe's friends, including my daughter. There's never anything overkill. No. It's already overkill because she's responding for her own daughter. Just Chloe can't talk right now. She's busy with her homework or whatever. That's controlling. It doesn't matter. That's overkill already. I thought this was odd, but I didn't say anything to Gina about it because that's her life and that's her business. I got a call from Gina early this afternoon. She was very pissed off and told me that my daughter was rude. I need to start monitoring what she says, etc. Oh my God. I asked her exactly what happened, and she said my daughter gave her attitude via text. I was still very confused why they were texting. Gina became exasperated and snapped through Chloe's phone. I told her I'd call her back and ask my daughter specifically what happened. My daughter willingly showed me her text. She texted Chloe something. Gina had responded using Chloe's phone, saying Chloe was busy. My daughter replied asking when Chloe would be available to talk. Gina told her when she's ready, stop texting her. My daughter replied, you don't have to be so rude. Gina said she wasn't being rude. My daughter said yes, Gina was, and also called her a weirdo for using Chloe's phone. And your daughter's completely right. Your daughter has a stronger spine at the age of 14 than most adults. You should be proud of your daughter. I called Gina back and told her I'd spoken to my daughter and handled the problem. Gina started ranting that I need to monitor my daughter's phone, and have I seen some of the things she talks about? She started on crushes, rants about teachers, saying there was times my daughter badmouthed me when frustrated. I said that's all fine, I'd rather have her safe space to vent to her friends after all, she's a teenager, which is a completely normal and healthy parent's response, right? I could say whatever the fuck I want to my therapist. Well, I don't open up the phone one day and say, hey, I got a knife, I'm gonna fucking stab myself, right? It's fine. I could say the meanest things about other people in my life to my therapist. I know I don't mean it, I'm just frustrated, right? Everyone needs a space where they can say what they want. Because everyone has thoughts, and if you don't get your thoughts out, you're gonna fucking go crazy. And also, a parent shouldn't know anything about crushes, stuff like that, their child's inner thoughts that they're sharing with their friend ever, unless the child chooses to share that with the parent. Unless the child is literally putting herself or themselves and someone else in danger, you shouldn't know anything about that, unless they want to share it with you. Now Gina's angry with me. My daughter doesn't care that I said all this. However, my husband thinks that I shouldn't have said it as it didn't solve anything. And Gina can parent how she wants. I never said I commented on Gina's parenting until she tried to undermine / insult mine. She shouldn't be telling you what to do. She shouldn't be fucking projecting her controlling fucking freak ass attitude onto you either. You're the normal, healthy one. Gina's fucking the wild one. Someone comments, unfortunately, I wouldn't let my daughter be close friends with this person. There is a big liability for your daughter to go to Gina's home, text her friend when her mother is constantly monitoring with psycho intentions. Honestly, I completely agree. Because who fucking knows what she's gonna do to your daughter while she's there? This one's gonna make me like actually have to tell my therapist I'm gonna stab myself. Am I the asshole for not making my daughter switch back a gifted Labubu with her younger cousin after her uncle found out the one my daughter gained in the swap is rare with a high resale value? Tell me you're a loser without telling me you're a loser. My daughter, Sophia, 12, and her cousin, Martina, 6, daughter of my sister Maria and her husband Jose, were gifted blind box Labubus as a part of their Christmas gift from my older sister Sarah. Already a problem. If any child in my life that I was close to asked for a Labubu, I would laugh in their face and say no fucking way. And call me a fucking asshole. Call me cruel. I don't care. Because I don't want that child to grow up like a hyper consumer and to buy stupid shit that doesn't matter. Call me crazy. Okay, Martina got a brown one and Sophia got a pink one. Martina immediately wanted the brown one and Sophia immediately offered to trade because she already has the pink one and was hoping for the brown one. They traded, both girls were happy, and that was that. Or so I thought. Later, Martina's parents found out from talking to someone that the brown Labubu is apparently a rare secret version that could sell for $250 plus. Once they learned that, they called me, said that the girls needed to switch back and that Sophia was to return the brown one immediately. They even wanted me to drive over there despite the fact that they live an hour away and it was already 8 p.m. I asked if Martina actually wanted the brown one back. They said that wasn't the point. After some pushing back, Jose admitted that he was willing to pay him $225 for the brown one and give Martina the pink one she wants. I said I wouldn't force Sophia to swap back. From my perspective, both kids were happy with the trade and got the Labubu they wanted. Sophia didn't pressure or manipulate Martina into switching. Martina originally didn't want the brown one and basically got upset when she saw Sophia got pink. Feels like Maria and Jose only want the brown one back because they can sell it and pocket money from it. Now they're upset with me and saying I'm being unfair at taking advantage of a 6-year-old, and Jose even called Sophia a manipulative bitch, which I think is a reach since when Sophia didn't know it was worth a lot of money, she just knew it was a rare to pull and she already had the pink one and Martina was crying for the pink one. Also, she's 6. Manipulative bitch? They're fucking insane. First of all, calling a 6-year-old a manipulative bitch over a stupid, ugly, overconsumed toy. $250? That's not even that much. I wouldn't justify it for any amount of money, but like, at least if the thing was worth $5,000, 10 grand, I'd be like, damn, I kind of want the thing back too. It doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't. I'm sorry to anybody who likes them. I don't really give a fuck. It doesn't mean anything. The books I collect don't mean anything except to me. They don't mean anything to anyone else except me. The games I collect don't mean anything to anyone else except me. Not the asshole, but honestly, you got a lot of talking to do with your fucking brother or sister, whoever the fuck, I don't fucking know. Give a fuck. I saved a lot of these, so I'm like quickly scrolling through to find ones that I'm having a strong reaction to, and this one is great. Am I the asshole for telling my sister I won't be her maid of honor because she didn't come to my wedding due to her dog dying? Not coming to a wedding is going to be the last thing I do if my dog dies. Well, it's going to be the least of all of my problems. Let's read this though. So I-28 female got married last year. It was a small but beautiful ceremony with our closest family and friends. My older sister, 32 female, and I have always had a complicated relationship. We're close, but also extremely emotional. But she's also extremely emotional and kind of dramatic. You're already like trying to manipulate everyone reading this into thinking your sister's overreacting. Okay, so that's great. She was supposed to be my maid of honor. 2 days before the wedding, her 14-year-old dog passed away unexpectedly. I was obviously sympathetic, but she called me sobbing, saying she couldn't emotionally handle coming to the wedding because it was too devastated. I tried to talk her down, even offered to have someone bring her home early if it was too much, but she refused and didn't show up. It hurt a lot. She missed one of the biggest days of my life, and I had no maid of honor. We didn't talk much after that. A few months ago, she got engaged, and just last week asked me to be her maid of honor. I told her I couldn't. I said I still felt extremely hurt she missed my wedding. And while I love her, I just couldn't pretend like everything was fine. She got extremely upset, said I was being cold and petty, and that our dog was like a child. Our parents are pressuring me to be the bigger person. I honestly don't know anymore. Am I the asshole for saying no? Yeah, if my dog died, which she almost did 2 years ago, if she actually did, especially after everything I've been through with her, I would need at least a 6-month grieving period of intense grief. It would actually take me a long time to get over. A very long time. I thought the last dog I had took me a long time to get over, get past, get through. I've never had a dog I've been this connected to. I had that dog, my other dog, when I was a lot younger. I've never had a dog that was explicitly mine, that I trained, I feed, I take out, I take everywhere with me, I sleep with like this. She is literally like my child. If something happened to her, I would need a very long time to get over it. And me missing your wedding will be the last of your worries, because I am going to take a knife and stab myself. And I'm going to have to cart it away to the actual hospital. And then after that, the mental hospital, because I'm going to need to be in there for a long rehabilitation period. Because I probably would hurt other people too. I'm just going to admit it, right? I would go insane. You're a fucking asshole. Huge one. Gaping asshole. The fact that you have no empathy for your sister and what she went through. I understand being disappointed. I understand that completely. That is a natural human reaction. Be disappointed alone, though. Rant about it with your husband. Rant about it with him. Tell him, I'm sad. I know. I understand what she's going through. This is what an emotionally matured person does. I understand what she's going through, so I don't want to tell her I'm sad, because it's going to make her feel worse. But deep down inside, I am sad she wasn't there. That's totally normal. Normal human reaction. You're allowed to be upset, even annoyed. But now you're punishing her for something traumatic that she went through, actually. Losing a pet can be traumatic. You're punishing her for it, for a moment of weakness she had. Not her fault a fucking dog died 2 days before the wedding. Am I the asshole for snapping when someone rubbed my belly and implied I might be pregnant? Today, my office building was going through a little fiesta-themed event. Okay, I'm not even gonna. Okay, and they offered me free lunch in the cafeteria. A bunch of us went down to grab food. While I was standing in line, I opened the Nest camera app to check on something and saw a little bird that's been showing up every day. I laughed and casually said to no one in particular, "This bird comes to visit me every day." Right after I said that, a coworker who has made pregnancy comments towards me before. Okay, why is she talking about that with you? Why is your coworker talking about you getting pregnant? Why? That's just something I don't get that. Came up, rubbed my belly without asking, and said something like, maybe it's because you've got a baby bird on the way. What? How did we go from talking about like a bird in a camera to being impregnated with a child? I felt this immediate wave of rage. Like, why are we still doing this in 2025? So I said, don't be wishing that kind of bad luck on me, which is funny. That's funny. She looked super taken aback, and my boss, who overheard, also looked at me like I just said something offensive. Oh, it's so offensive. I don't want kids, right? It was like, I was a crazy one for being upset, but I didn't ask to be touched. I'm not pregnant, and I really don't like people making those kinds of comments about my body. Now I'm wondering, am I the asshole for reacting the way I did? Everyone thinks they have access to women's bodies, even other women, right? I mean that in a mental sense and a physical sense. Literally in this physical sense here, right? There's no reason for someone to just come up and touch someone like that, especially a coworker, right? No reason for someone to do that. And in this specific sense is extremely bizarre. I mean, that's a very personal thing, being pregnant, having a baby inside of you. If you were pregnant, it still wouldn't be okay because my child's in there. You know, please don't touch that, right? That's fucking insane. But also in a mental sense, people think they have access, agency to control women's bodies, because why is she making all these pregnancy comments towards you? You clearly, it sounds like you don't want to have a baby. Why is she talking about it with you in the first place? A coworker of all people. That's insane. It's invasive. It's this kind of thing where People are constantly thinking that people in general, but women in particular who don't want kids, are always going to change their mind. They're not. People who have kids are really, really weirdly pushy and aggressive with people who don't want kids to try to get them to have kids. It's so weird. I don't want to feel the kind of love you feel. I'm fine that I never experience it in life. I'm fine. So many other kinds of love except the love of having a child, other than having a child. I don't want to. I'm so glad you feel fulfilled by it. It sounds like so exciting to me. Having something tied to me for the rest of my fucking life. Great. Not the asshole. Your boss was just giving their initial reaction to one employee verbally snapping at the other. I wouldn't worry about that unless it's followed up with comments confirming they believe you are in the wrong. A lot was happening in the moment. I think you should follow up with an email to your boss, coworker, and HR so your feelings are clear. Namely, blah, 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 blah. I don't give a fuck. How about you just say, I didn't do anything fucking wrong. My coworker is a total fucking weirdo, and I was extremely justified in reacting the way I did. Right? People want to fuck around, and then they get mad when they find out. Like, don't be a fucking asshole, and like, you're not gonna find out, right? What I do to assholes, right? Am I the asshole for renting an apartment without telling my parents, even though they depend on me emotionally? I already know. One of the greatest tragedies in the world, not to be all philosophical and sappy, but is a child becoming the parent of their parents, or a child having to become a parent in any sense of the word parent. Parenting their sibling, another kid, their parents. It's extremely depressing. Already, you're not the asshole. I know how that feels. I-21 female recently rented an apartment 6 minutes away from my parents' house. You need to go farther. I already know you need to go way farther. You need to have boundaries. You should not be that close to them. I'm just going to tell you right now, you need to get farther away. I didn't tell them beforehand, just told them after everything was signed, and now they're saying I betrayed them. Of course they are. For context, I have a full-time job as a civil servant in IT, not as chill as people assume. I'm graduating college this year, and I make enough to support myself comfortably. I rented this place because I'm really sick, like medically sick. A few days ago, I got test results showing my stress system has collapsed from chronic stress. The doctor said if I keep living like this, I'll start experiencing symptoms similar to menopause by 25. That scared me. Yeah, I'd be fucking scared too. But life at home is intense. There are daily fights, no privacy, no space or study to relax. Jeez, wow. I'm not even gonna, what? My dad sleeps on the floor because there aren't enough beds. I'm not allowed to play games, talk to my friends on the phone, or even use my computer freely. Everything must be turned off by 9 to 10 p.m. They watch my screen, monitor everything. Okay, After a stalker situation and finding out I had an American friend, they doubled down on controlling me. My mom has a condition where she gets seizures at night when she's under stress. And I'm the only one who stays calm enough to help because my dad panics and rocks her. My sister just cries and hugs her. So yes, I know they depend on me emotionally, but the doctor said it's a lifelong condition and not fatal. We've tried to keep the peace at home, but nothing really works. The stress is constant. You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't have to do that. Now, this might be controversial. I don't care. I don't think children should be expected to take care of their parents when their parents get old. Now, understand if that's a natural response that happens. Your parents raised you. They cared about you. If you had a healthy relationship with them, you want to take care of them when they're old and you're financially stable or comfortable enough to do that for them. That's your choice. For it to be an expectation, I actually think is fucking insane. I think a lot of parents do have kids because they want someone to take care of them when they're old. I think that society, if we were more community centered, we wouldn't have to have people having kids to have someone take care of them when they're old, because we as a population should just want to be able to take care of our elders. Doesn't matter if they're family or not. I found a nice quiet place nearby. Thought I was helping everyone because they wouldn't need to pay for my health costs anymore. My dad could take my bed, my sister could use my room for study. I stayed close in case they needed me, which you shouldn't have to do in the fucking first place. But when I told them, they cried, yelled, said I was a traitor, ungrateful. If I really cared, I would have asked them permission first. They said I needed to break the lease or they'll never speak to me again and will turn my whole extended family against me, including my elderly grandparents, who don't have much time left. An ultimatum. Like I always say, it's the best way to solve relationship problems. Now I'm second guessing everything. Was I wrong for acting fast and not involving them in the decision? Nope. Was it cruel to do it without asking, even though it's my life, my money, and my health at risk? Nope. And this person posted 5 updates. The last one, I'm running away with my fiance tomorrow morning, right? Oh. This is really, really dark. A child should never have to be a parent's friend. Ever. They shouldn't have to be their emotional support, their physical support, ever. Because a child, while in society's idea of the word child and adult, while when you're 30, you are not a child anymore, you will always be your parent's child. And a parent should always treat their kid like a child. That doesn't mean infantilize them. That means there should always be a boundary of parent and child, no matter how old the kid gets, no matter what happens. There should always be that boundary. And I know from experience, as someone who never had that boundary. There are certain things parents should not put on their kids. There are certain things parents should never, ever, ever talk to about their kids, with their kids, right? I don't know if it's a good thing for me to say this, but I think it is a good thing you're leaving and going away, because this is a very bad situation, and you should honestly, I'm going to go on a limb here. I'm going to say, like, actually just cut them off. I know this sounds extreme, but I think this is a situation for it. Well, that's it for me, and that's it for this video. Let me know down below what you thought about any of these stories. Do you have something specific to say about any of them? Who did you think was an asshole? Who did you not think was an asshole? Just comment down below anything you want to comment down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like me, you can subscribe. I post videos about whatever I feel like talking about. So if that sounds like your thing, make sure to subscribe and turn notification bell so you know when I post a video. Before the video ends, I'd like to give a special shout out to my Patreon members who are part of my Alpha and Delta tiers. Thank you so much to Lisbeth Ruiz and Shula Cooper. I appreciate your support. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your continued support. And thank you to all of my Patreon members. If you want to become a member, the link, as always, will be down below. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Anyway, I really hope you all enjoyed this video, but more importantly, I really hope I see you in the next video. You're going to be there, right? Watching me? You'll be there. Okay.